you doing there?
Howdy everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I got a review that is a little different than what I've done in the past, but because of what we're doing here at the house, it makes a little sense for me. And what we're doing, if you hadn't guessed, is getting little chicks. And to get chicks, you need something to keep them warm, and for that you need either a heat lamp or a heat plate. And if you want to know the difference between the two, you can look in a video I have made a little while back that kind of goes over the differences and gives you a general overview of what are the strengths of each. As you may have guessed, we use the heat plate. In this instance, it is the Titan Incubators Brooder Hen, or heat plate. Titan Incubators Brooder Hen, or I just call it Titan Incubators Heat Plate. And you can see that it's got some dust and dirt on it because it's well used. And I'll go over a bit here, but before we do, if you look down and you see that subscribe button is red, go ahead and hit it. Go ahead and subscribe, because obviously I have other videos and I will continue to have more videos. But you need to be subscribed to have easy access to them. If it's already grayed out and you're already subscribed, welcome back to the channel. I'm glad you're back, and hopefully you find this helpful or interesting, because who knows, maybe if you don't have chickens, maybe you want chickens, and this could be helpful for you. Also, like I said, check out the other video for a kind of general overview of the differences between a heat plate and a heat lamp. This video is about this heat plate that we use. So I'm gonna jump right into it here. And this is it. So as you can see, it is, it's a little dirty, a little worn, but it's because we've used it. And as you can probably guess from the fact that I've used it enough, I do like it. So, spoiler, I do like it. I will recommend it, but if you want to see the rest of it, keep watching. The base of it is, this is it. It's just this little rectangle right here. On the other side, it looks like this, and you have these slots for the legs, which I'll get to in a second. But the main portion that is most important is right here, this little metal piece. And so what this does, it heats up, and so the chicks can get underneath it and warm themselves up. Pretty straightforward. That's how it works. And this, I think it says it's made with using silver wait, hold on a second. Using silver technology and antimicrobial plastic. So I'm assuming that's what this stuff on the bottom is made of. I don't know. And this plastic's made from antimicrobial, which is good because chickens, chicks are dirty little bitties. They're dirty little bitties. Let me get the legs out and I'll show you how the whole thing goes together. You have these legs right here, and you see notches you can do. In fact, there's numbers on each segment. I don't know if you can see there in the video. You can see there's numbers. So you can kind of, use that as I'm gonna go level 1, level 2, level 3. So you can raise it as they get older. And these go in the holes here. So inside, on the underside of the plate, you have these little clips, and to put in the leg, you come in, push the clip, and then you slide it in like that. And then once you get to a point where you'll want it at, you let go, and it locks in place. And you just do that with all of them. Now, the way this works is these little chicks, they get right up underneath it. This is my stand-in for a chick. They get right up underneath it and kind of push their butts up to the plate. It helps warm them up. Now, there is a radiant heat that comes off it as well, which helps. But the idea is to kind of recreate how a mother hen warms them up, is they snuggle up and they use body heat. And so that's where a large portion of it is. But they can also get underneath it and just go to sleep and use the radiant heat, because it's also very warm just underneath it in general. And as they get older, they can come out and go under as much as they want to. And it works really well. So my general practice for this, and here's some tips and tricks you might keep in mind when you do it. So you can set it up like this, where it's just the standard, it's all level. However, what I've done is I go to the back here and I lower these down about the same amount on each side. So you end up with it tilted just a little bit. So I don't know if you can probably see it better that way. So it's tilted just a little bit. And what that does is it gives the chicks a gradient of level. So if, for instance, if you have it all on one height, if this isn't high enough, well, then they're just screwed. If it's too low, well, they're just screwed. But if you have it tilted, now they can find the perfect spot for them. So if they get a little too warm, but they don't want to go out yet, they can walk up here to the end. If they're getting colder, they can move back and get right up next to the heat plate. So it gives them a lot of flexibility about where they want to go. And then as they get older, of course, you raise it up. And that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not much else to it. It's straightforward. I don't know what these little nipples are. If someone knows, can you please tell me? Because I've lost one of them. I don't know if they're important or not, but I have no idea what these little nipples are. Please tell me. Another thing to think about is how to actually get them to use it. So with a heat lamp, most times you go buy chicks, they have the lamp over top, and so they associate the light with the heat. There's no light here, and you can kind of recreate it by putting some like twinkle lights or something on top of it so they can see the lights over where the warmth is. But what I've done when I get new chicks, I take them and shove them underneath the heat plate. This guy probably needs to be raised up some here. I'm gonna raise this up for this little guy. So you can see that's simple. So I've kind of put them underneath there and kind of hold them in while I'm doing it. They'll be going, oh no, I want to get out, I want to get out. But you do that for just a little bit until they settle down, or until, it's just been a little bit. And then you can let go. Because what you're doing is you're letting them know that warmth is right here. They might not want to stay there, they might want to go run out and do whatever they want to do. But you want them to know this is where the warmth is. And they'll come back. Once they know it's there, they'll come back when they get cold. And then you just kind of let them self-regulate, just like you would with a heat lamp. But whenever you're first introducing the chicks, you're going to need to take them, put them underneath here, kind of hold them in for a little bit, just maybe a minute or so, probably less, just enough for them to know that it's warm. That's all you got to do to get it to introduce your chicks. For the chicks themselves, you will see that it says max 30 chicks, if you can read it. And I guess this is where I start having to give you pros and cons, or I guess criticisms, because in general I do like it, and you probably should just get it if you're looking for a heat plate. Well worth it. But the max chicks, 30 chicks. Yes, you can get 30 chicks under here on that first week, day 1 to 7 or so. As they get older, I don't know if that is accurate for if you want to use all your chicks, all 30 chicks, from day you get them, which will probably be that first week, to when you put them out in their coop or outside on a tractor or whatever you're doing, which will probably be around weeks 4 to 8, somewhere around there. By week 4, you won't be able to fit them in here. Hopefully they'll be feathered out so it doesn't matter too much, but I would say if you want to be safe, I'll cut that in half. If you cut it in half, 15 chicks from day 1 you get them, you should be safe throughout the entirety of whatever time span you have. That's the one criticism I do have. 30 chicks is probably fine for that first little bit, but then it gets kind of iffy, especially if you have faster growing chicks like broilers. They're gonna get huge. Like you see this you see this size. I mean this is, you know, what's this probably at, like 2 or 3 week old chick right here, the size, and you see how it's already taken up a lot of space. What I have seen, it does get a little warm on top too. What I have seen them, as they get older, they'll hop up here to perch and have some radiant heat coming through the top, so that is something they do as well. But usually as they get about this age actually, and that they do that as well. But aside from that, I think the price on these is somewhere around $50, $40 to $50, depending on where you go. If you go on Amazon, I think they're $45 and plus tax, about $50, which is not bad. I think price-wise, they're best bang for your buck. That's why I got it initially. It's because I was looking for it. I didn't want to spend I think the other one's like $80. I don't remember, but I remember it being substantially cheaper. Titan Incubators, I'm not super familiar with them outside of this heat plate, but the heat plate, if it's any indication, the rest of their products is an excellent company. If this is any indication, I'm assuming this means they're British. I don't know, because the plug is, you know, just the standard American plug. If it's different, but it's worked fine for us. So there's no issues there, and you can get it on Amazon and ship it straight to your house. Pretty simple and pretty cost effective and very useful for chicks. And like I said, check out the other video for a more in-depth breakdown of the difference between a heat plate and a heat lamp and why you might want to choose one or the other. Something to think about, but that's all I got. It's a quick, short, and sweet one that hopefully you will find helpful when making your decision on what heat plate to buy or if you want a heat plate. If it did help, be sure to like and comment below. Let me know that this was helpful for you. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because I'm trying to grow here and it helps. So, like I said, hopefully this is helpful, and I'll see you next time. Take care.